Hi Capricorn, welcome to your weekly reading for September 3rd through the 9th. We are going to jump right on in, and this week I'm using the Archangel Tarot. As always, I'm going to go ahead and do a reading for beginning week, midweek, and weekend. I'm going to pull a love card, but there is a whole reading on love for Capricorn for September. So if you haven't already checked that out, check it out. There's a love reading as well, but I'm pulling a love card for you for the week that we're going into. Alright. So we're going to do a Monday, Tuesday for Capricorn. Monday. Oh, you got two cards, so we're going to go with it. Don't tell the other signs. Monday, Tuesday. Let's do Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Let's do your love card. Alright, and guys, feel free to comment, because I think what I'm going to start doing when I have time, I'm going to go through the comments, and whoever I'm drawn to, I'm going to pull a card for a few different people. I don't know how many people. I'm not going to put a number out there. I'm not going to limit it. But you Capricorns have been pretty loyal, and you all have been coming back. So I want to say thank you. Although I'll probably do it for the other signs too. If there's anybody in the comments I'm feeling drawn to, I'm going to pull a card for you. So go ahead and comment. Alrighty. And, well, we'll jump right in because some people get really impatient. But we're going to do something a little bit different here. But I'll get to that in a second. Okay, Capricorn, two cards that I know very, very well. You've got 3 of air and 2 of earth. All right, you've got air and earth here. So basically what we have is great sadness, time to take time to heal, the need to forgive yourself for others. And I know a lot of you are already groaning like, oh God, great, here we go. But don't get discouraged. I'm going to explain this. And then 2 of earth. Too much going on at once, the need to make a decision, consider a more playful approach. The fact that you had these 2 cards coming up together, see, Spirit is already showing up. Spirit's already giving you encouragement and saying, don't you worry your pretty little head. So, basically what's going on, Capricorn, beginning of the week, Monday, Tuesday, whatever this disappointment is, whatever this sadness is, I feel intuitively, for a lot of you, this is going to be, for whatever reason, this is what Spirit is telling me. Not for all of you, but for a lot of you, the sadness is going to be about a family situation. Because I think, Capricorn, some of you guys are coming up. Some of you are experiencing some successes. And some of you are experiencing hardships. But what is happening is both those scenarios are making a lot of you Capricorns feel bad, because you're wanting to do more for like family. Like maybe you're wanting to give family money, or you're wanting to help, or you have these really like big grandiose dreams of like being this very generous person. And although these are all very beautiful goals to have, and it speaks a lot for your loving, caring heart, and it's super beautiful and super awesome, what your angels and guides want you to know is you're going to have to be a little bit more balanced, okay? There's a lot going on. Sometimes, too, you have to realize, like, maybe you're trying to rescue somebody. Like, for those of you who are sad about family, maybe you're trying to rescue family. Other Capricorns, you might be feeling a very heavy heartache because maybe there's somebody that, like, you're in love with. Maybe you're already in a relationship with this person, or maybe like they're running away from you, or they're sabotaging your chances of being together, and you feel like, man, we would be so perfect together if you could get over your fear, or I could help you, or I could help you heal, or I could like love you until you could love yourself, like that song. I don't know, that song just jumped in my head. But so like some of you might be wanting to rescue somebody from something. Sometimes even some of you are wanting to rescue somebody from themselves. But when this card is coming up, it means that there's a lot going on that maybe you don't know about. And intuitively, another message that's coming up is that sometimes, guys, people need to have certain life lessons. Sometimes it's not in the cards, so to speak, to rescue somebody from something, because they have to have an experience. So maybe somebody that you're wanting to rescue from a financial situation, maybe they're supposed to have that experience, right? And it's between them and their guardian angels and God to come out of that, block. So don't take that burden completely and totally upon your shoulders. Okay? For some of you, the heartache or the disappointment might come from wanting to be doing something more at work, or wanting to take on some project and feeling like you don't have a whole lot of time. So there may be like you're not feeling fulfilled, or maybe you're even feeling like you wanted to do something at work and they didn't offer it to you, they offered it to somebody else. And it could be just because they're seeing you as overwhelmed and they don't want to overwhelm you more. Whereas you may be working your butt off because you're trying to show that, hey, you know, I'm a good worker, look at me, like, you know, move me up. So maybe what you can do so that they understand that, instead of seeing you as flustered or seeing you as overworked or overwhelmed, even though they appreciate what you're doing, is take a little bit more playful approach, because people might be seeing you as stressed and therefore they're not wanting to stress you more. This is general. It's going to be different for different ones of you, Capricorn. Please keep this in mind. Check out your moon sign, your rising sign. So some weeks those are going to be more on or add extra layers. Check out the choose a card readings that are up in the playlist. So midweek, guys, you have 4 of Fire: contentment, peace, abundance, happy home life, successful completion of a project. Some of you are getting really good news. Some of you, I'm seeing like keys being handed over to you and like a handshake. So I think some of you are receiving an offer, right? Some of you might be moving into a house, or getting good news that like your offer on a house was accepted. But some of you might be having some kind of contract come in, or some kind of offer that's really gonna influence your stability in your life. Okay, some of you, maybe you're not getting the offer midweek, maybe you're applying midweek, right? Or maybe you're beginning, your energy is shifting to where you're calling this in and you're manifesting it. For some of you, it may not show up for another 6 months, but you're definitely headed in this position of stability. You're creating a foundation. Something is happening for you, Capricorns, midweek, where you're creating a foundation for the future. And for some of you, it may feel very immediate. For some of you, it just may be that a chakra opened up, or a block was removed, or you took some step that later on is going to reveal itself to have been a really smart move, because it's paying off down the line. So your Friday, Saturday, and Sunday caps is the Emperor, Archangel Michael, organization, logic, structure, and discipline. So some of you are beginning to move forward on the weekend. Maybe you're taking the weekend as a time to get organized, kind of like establish your mental like inventory. Like, maybe some of you have been scattered mentally for a while, and so there's something happening or going on where you're able to rein this in and be a little bit more focused, a little bit more disciplined. Some of you are standing up to somebody. Some of you are kind of like taking your power back, which makes me feel that maybe in the beginning of the week, whatever is happening, for some of you, maybe you felt like somebody was trying to play you, or like take advantage of you in some way. And I feel it's a newer situation. So like maybe you were just getting to know somebody and you began to see these little telltale signs of, oh, okay, well, this person's playing it like this, or this person's being a little bit fishy. And the weekend, something might happen or come up where you're putting an end to it. And you're like, look, I'm nobody's fool. I'm nobody's meal ticket. I'm nobody's free ride, so you can get the heck on out of here. So for some of you, there's something like that that's happening. Again, this is a general reading, so this is going to apply in different ways to different ones of us. For some of you, you're taking a stand, or you're making an announcement, maybe to friends and family. For some of you, this could be like a big life decision that you're taking, that you're deciding that you want to do, and you've made up your mind, you're very firm about it. And for a lot of you, I feel like it's definitely something where you're going your own way. It's going to seem a little maverick, a little bit like Wild West cowboy to some people. They're not going to understand it. They're not going to get it. But the thing about this is, it's a major arcana card. So this is going to be like a life purpose situation. It's kind of like a life lesson, life purpose. It's definitely a crossroads, so it's going to show up in different ways for different ones of you. For some of you, this is a person who's coming in. This is a person who's coming in. Now, in traditional tarot, this would be the Emperor, who is not Archangel Michael. In traditional tarot, this would be the Emperor, who is somebody who could show up, who's like more of like this really worldly, like been there, done that, seen it all, street smart type of person who's had like a spiritual awakening. So for some of you, this could be somebody who's coming in and maybe like giving you some guidance, or trying to help you out. For some of you, it could be a lover type situation. So it's going to be, different strokes for different folks. It's going to apply to all of us in different ways. Like I said, check out your moon sign and your rising sign, and that might give you some additional little layers so you can piece together the pieces of the puzzle. Or you might need a private reading. Reach out to me if that's the case, guys. Your private readings, the appointments that you make with me, they help me to continue making content. They help me more than you know, and I appreciate you more than you know. Those of you who have booked with me, and those of you who are supporting me on Patreon, God bless you. Thank you so much. I'm working to get more content out for that as well. Your love card for the week, Capricorn, is healing family issues. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. Interesting. Now, again, this is general, so it's going to be different strokes for different folks. And some of you are already shouting at the computer or phone right now saying, my parents were saints. You're stupid. You're wrong. Well, I'm not talking trash about your parents. You may have had a wonderful, amazing childhood, okay? But there may be, nobody's perfect and all kinds of things happen. So there may be some habit or pattern that you saw in your childhood that's affecting your love life, or that you're repeating. For some of you, maybe you really did have amazing parents, and maybe you really did have a really stable home life and family life. And maybe what it is that like maybe you're putting a lot of pressure on yourself to recreate that. So when you don't have the relationship you saw that your parents had, you might be like beating yourself up, or you might be like saying, I'm not going to move forward with this person because it's not like exactly the perfect relationship my parents had. You got to remember something, guys. Even if you're in a very healthy, happy home life, your parents aren't gonna, especially if you have really stable parents who are like really healthy relationship, healthy emotionally, don't think they didn't have problems. They had all kinds of problems. They just didn't show them to you. Maybe they gave you this illusion of everything being perfect. And maybe they really did love each other and they got along more than they didn't. But nothing was perfect. So some of you are going to have to forgive some kind of illusion and stop chasing that dragon and trying to recreate it in your life. For other ones of you, you're going to have some kind of thing with your parents where like some negative cycle or pattern you're realizing that you're recreating. Or maybe, your mother figure or father figure made you feel a certain way. In like an insecure way, and maybe you've been attracted to partners who are making you feel that insecure way, like you're, continuing the cycle. For those of you who have this thing, like I said, for some of you, it's like there's maybe a newer person in your life and you feel like they're using you, or you're feeling like they're making you jump through hoops for their attention or for their time, or you feel like they're trying to use you as a meal ticket. For some of you, you're going to have an epiphany where maybe you felt like as a kid you had to earn your keep from a young age. You felt like you had to kind of like demonstrate your value, or earn love, or earn attention, or earn I don't know, food even. I don't know. Different things for different ones of you. But there's something that you're forgiving, and you're coming into this realization of like self-worth, like deservingness, and stopping or ending certain unhealthy patterns or cycles in your love life. I said we're going to do something a little bit different here, guys. For those of you Caps who are all into the spiritual journey and who are wanting to do like more soul searching work, I want to pull a soul card for the week. I'm going to do this for all the signs. So if you don't care about your soul journey, if you don't care about like the spiritual growth aspect of it, you don't have to stick around for this part. But we're going to do this too. And see what like your soul message is here for the week. I got like little hands. It's hard for me to get my hands around the deck here. So, soul journey for Capricorn for this week ahead. Compassion. I'm so happy this card came up for you, Capricorns. Spirit is coming through. I'm so happy this card came up for you, Capricorns. Okay, so some of you are like, maybe you saw this and you're like, oh yeah, people irritate me, people piss me off, and I have to work on being more understanding of their level. This is going to apply to different ones of you in different ways. Capricorn, for some of you, what's happening here with the compassion card is that, yeah, you're being reminded to be a little bit more patient with others, especially those of you who are waking up, who are becoming more self-aware, who are seeing like things about the world that need to be changed. Like you might notice ignorance and selfishness a lot more, and it might upset you. It might really actually even piss you off. But what this card is saying is remember and realize that people are operating on their level and they truly don't know any better, and you've got to be patient with them for that. If you have a 2-year-old who like runs into the house and I don't know, like tracks mud all over the floor, or does something, or knocks something over accidentally, or breaks something, they're not doing it to be a jerk. They're not doing it to like walk in and be like a total, like rude, inconsiderate person. They're a 2-year-old. They don't know what the heck they're doing, right? So hopefully many of you wouldn't like scream at that 2-year-old and like hate the 2-year-old and think that the 2-year-old is a jerk. Hopefully most of you would realize that this is a kid being a kid who doesn't know any better, right? So you have to kind of start looking at people in your life in that way, that they don't know any better. They don't know what they're doing. And I don't mean to get all preachy and all like biblical on you guys, but even like with Jesus, like they did horrendous things to him, and he said, forgive them, Father, they know not what they do. There's ignorance. There's like like they don't know any better. For other ones of you, you might like be these bleeding heart types where you feel sorry for everybody. And you're like, well, I already got compassion down, so this doesn't apply to me. Wrong. It applies to you. Because one thing I can tell you, a lot of the people with the biggest heart, who are the most caring, who are always trying to do others for others, forget to be compassionate towards themselves. So if you're already compassionate towards others, chances are you're not being compassionate towards yourself, because that is a cycle I see often. So don't forget to extend that mercy and that compassion towards yourself, Capricorn. That is your soul journey for the week ahead. I hope that you guys do this soul homework. Keep up with me during the week on AmethystAngelLight, Facebook and Instagram. I do a giveaway. I give away a prize every Monday. So I'm going to announce last week's winner. I'm going to post a new one, a new prize. You can enter to win there. I do a card of the day for free. I do a pick a card every single day for free. And all kinds of fun stuff, weekly, not weekly, but like monthly live readings, all that good stuff. So reach out to me, guys. Let me know if you need a private reading. Those of you who are helping me out on Patreon, thank you so much. Check out Patreon as well. The link is in the description. I would really appreciate you checking that out and helping me there if you can. And I hope you guys have a wonderful week, Capricorn. I hope that you all won't be strangers. And yeah, let's keep in touch on social media during the week. Take care, my friends.